Yo, what's up, guys? I don't have a lot of time. I've been really sick recently, and I fell asleep early last night. This is pre-work, and which is why I look like a buffoon. And I'm going to talk about the Ohio Kayak Catfishing Trail this weekend really quick. So here's our club on Fishing Chaos tournaments. Ohio Kayak Catfishing Trail, Hoover Reservoir. That's this Saturday. Um, right, Saturday. Yeah, it's this Saturday. So you have to be at the Oxbow Road boat ramp by 8:30. Let's see here. Well, you don't have to be there by 8:30, but that's where we're launching. Your boats, you cannot be launched any earlier than 8:30. So you see how when you click on that link, it brings you to the bottom here. I don't know why it does that. The Oxbow Road boat ramp is up here. We're all meeting right here to launch. So this is where we're going to launch. At 8:30, you can either launch from here or you can drive away and trailer somewhere else. But you have to be here between the time of 8:30 and 9. I will not launch till 9, but you need to be here between 8:30 and 9 because we're running this like a traditional in-person tournament. We all show up to the same spot before the tournament, and we all show up to the same spot after the tournament. So between 8:30 and 9, you have to be here. If you want to trailer your kayak and go launch somewhere else on the lake, that's perfectly fine. But you cannot leave this parking lot until 8:30 at the latest. You have to be leaving from here at 8:30. You have to check in. If you end up being late, like let's say you're running late, you're not going to be disqualified if you launch after 9 a.m. However, if you do launch after 9 a.m., you have to launch from here. So if you don't check in with me before the tournament starts, this is your launching point. You have no other choice. You have to launch from here. I don't want, if someone's traveling 2 hours or something and they're running late, or if they hit traffic or something like that, I don't want them thinking that they're going to be disqualified in the $100 entry event just because they're running late. That's not the case at all. If you show up between 8:30 and 9 and you want to launch somewhere else, that's perfectly fine. Check in with me, then you can trailer. If you're launching after 9, because once 9 o'clock hits, I'm gone. If you launch after 9, you must launch from Oxbow. And the return, same deal on the return. You have to be at this parking lot by 6:30 p.m. sharp. If you are not in person at this parking lot by 6:30, you are 100% disqualified. So if you trailer somewhere, remember your body has to be at this parking lot by 6:30 p.m. If you trailer somewhere and you kayak all the way back up to here, that's fine. You can do that. That's fine. But yes, you must be back in this parking lot by 6:30 p.m. So I'm gonna reemphasize this one more time because we don't do a lot of in-person tournaments. You must be here between 8:30 and 9 a.m. if you are going to trailer. The moment 8:30 hits, if you are here, you can launch your kayak and get to your fishing spot. Lines cannot be in the water until 9 a.m. When 9 a.m. hits, that's when your lines can be in the water. So 8:30 a.m. you're here to check in, then you can leave. 9 a.m. hits, then you can drop your baits in the water. 8:30 a.m. you can be here to trailer, then you leave, launch. 9 a.m. hits, your bait's can be in the water. End of the tournament. 6 p.m. hits, all lines out of the water 6 p.m. You can fish up until 6 p.m. 6:30 is the cutoff to be here. The moment 6:30 hits, you have to be at this launch location. And then the identifier launches at 8:30 a.m. the morning of the tournament. Somebody asked me to have it launch earlier. I will not do it for these bigger events, bigger cash events that are in person, because if you're allowed to launch at 8:30 and the line's in at 9, that's guaranteed. No one has the identifier but me until you're allowed to launch. So at most, somebody can cheat for a half hour, which I I'm not worried about cheating. People always like send me these crazy things like, yeah, but if someone can do this, they're going to. Look, luckily, knock on wood, we've had a great community so far. Has people cheated in the past? I'm sure no one's perfect. I've messed up some things sometimes, but we have a really good community. And I'll be honest, I'm really not that scared about people cheating in our events at this point in time. We just have a really really good community of guys so far and gals. Um, what else? It's your 3 fish limit. Let me go back to the event. It's your 3 fish limit. Standard OCT rules. Make sure you have your GPS and timestamp. This is something. So ESIF data is kind of a big deal. Make sure this is set up correctly. If you want me to test before the event starts, let's do some test photos. But make sure this is set up correctly, because if I can't verify where you caught your fish, I have to DQ you. So make sure this is set up. If you're not gonna test it and you're gonna run the risk of the day of, that's on you. If I can't verify where you caught your fish, then you will be those fish will be disqualified. That this is a black and white. This is your warning. If you don't test with me ahead of time to make sure that your fish are registering properly, that's 100% on you. And I do not apologize when I do have to eventually disqualify your fish. And it's kayak out, or it's kayak only. And yeah, that's about it. That's all you really need to know. Show up at Oxbow by 8:30. You can launch at 8:30. Lines in the water by 9 a.m. Lines out of the water by 6 p.m. And then you have to be back at the launch by 6:30 p.m. Them's the rules. That's a very standard equation for the boat scene. I know a lot of boat tournaments where it's check-in by a certain time. Once you check in, you can leave. It's lines in the water at a certain time, lines out of the water at a certain time, and then you have to be back and have your fish weighed in by a certain time. Very standard procedure. This is nothing special.